In this session, we will see how to build a simple user interface. So basically, we are going to talk about the XML file here. How can you change the XML file and make your screen look different than just a normal hello world screen, right? So let's see how to do that. As you can see in the documentation, they have shown this is what they're trying to make now, right? How to make this thing happen on your screen. As of now, the way my screen looks is this. It's a simple design with the simple hello world written in between, right? Now I want to change this to this screen which is shown here in the documentation. So let me try doing that. Before that, we need to discuss the view groups here. View group is basically different views comprise of a view group. Now what is a view? View is nothing but a class. First and foremost thing which you have to understand is view is a class in Android, and while it is also a class, it is also an XML object that you can create, right? So it might sound a little confusing to you, but once you start using these things, you will understand these but much better. So anything that you see on screen is could be a view, right? So this button which you see here is also a view. This edit text view, which is also a view, right? So everything is a view, and here as you can see there's this text, and this is actually a text view. As you can see, we have already discussed this briefly earlier. So this is a text view. Everything you see on screen will actually be coming out from a view only, right? Now if I were to change this to hello there, you will see that this thing gets changed here also, right? Let me increase the zoom. Let me zoom in here, and as you can see, hello there is getting, right? Now what we want to do is we want to show something like this, right? What you need to do is you need to understand that all the views that you are seeing on the screen, this is one view, this is another view. These two views will be comprising of a bigger view group, right? So that's what they have shown it here, right? So let's say this is an edit text, this is this, and this is this. So these two are getting together and forming a view group, right? Now as you can see, if we want to change the layout of this entire screen and make this thing possible, then what we need to do is we need to go here and go into the design, and here we will drag a button. Here is the button, and we put it here, right? Now that we have got the button here, we also need to put constraints around it. This is a constraint layout, and there are several other layouts that are possible in Android, but this one is called as constraint layout. So what this layout does is it asks you to give constraints to this button as to what are the limits to which this button can move left or right. You let me just do this and then I will explain this to you. As you can see, this is more like, looks like as if it's suspended through a spring, right? Now you can move it around here and here, and this will, yeah, I can do it like this, right? So I have put the button here, and I have to mention the constraints here. What are the lengths to which this thing is to the right of, and what is, how much is it to the left of the right edge, right? So you basically have to tell the distances of this button from different edges of the screen or from something else which is already constrained, right? So like for this text layout, it's already under constraint, so I can utilize this also to mention the distances, right? Like in this case, we have mentioned the distance of this button from this level here using this constraint, right? So this is how you mention a button. And then now I want to include a edit text. Edit text is nothing but a text view which can be edited, right? So let me pick one plain text from here and put it here, and also give it some constraints. Yeah, So now this looks fine, right? And as you can see, we also have our views here. This is an edit text and this is a button. And this is what we had here, which we wanted to make, right? Similar to this, right? So, but when you see this on the screen getting played, you will see that this will exactly look the way it is looking here, right? The only thing which you need to change is we need to change the text here. So there are several ways to do that. I can go to text here and change the text here. So I'll write send, and in edit text I can please type your name, right? So as you can see, everything is getting reflected on here, right? And that's it. So this is how you can change the layouts. There are several other layouts which are possible apart from constraint layout. In this video we had a look at constraint layout, the other layouts as well, so we will look at them as we go ahead. I hope we are not missing out on anything else here which we need to discuss. Yeah, we've already done that. As you know that we were discussing the blueprint. This is called the blueprint. Yeah, so this is blueprint, and this is a constraint layout. You have to give constraints to each and every component that you see on the screen, and you mention how far is it going to be from different edges or different components already existing on the screen. We added a button, and then we can also change the UI strings. We will tackle this also. I don't want to leave this. So the way it happens is because as you can see, when we had to type a text here, we just went and typed hello there, right, in the double quotes. These are actually the attributes which every view can have, right? So like in this case, text view is a view which has got these around 6 or 7 attributes highlighted in blue here, right? And this button is another view which has got some 9 or 10 attributes, right? Now we had to discuss the strings part. So like I said earlier, we had to type send, and then we had to make the button show send. So what we did was we just typed text is equal to double quote send, but this is actually hard coding. And hard coding, as you can see, the Android itself is giving us sort of a warning that hard coded string send should use at string resources. So what it really means is that what if tomorrow you had to change this this send, and you had to make it send 1 2 3, right? So if there was only one button which was supposed to have send 1 2 3 on top of it, then in that case it would have been fine, right? You would have just come here and changed it. But what if there were like 500 buttons across your app and you wanted to change send to 1 2 3 for all the 500 buttons? In that case, it would have been a tedious job to type send 1 2 3 500 times, right? So a better approach is you can go to these values file here, values folder, and in this you'll find strings. You create a string tag here, and here you can type send. All right, and here you will write send now. Okay, and that's how we would expect the Android to show send now here, right? Now the better way which we have just discussed is we type at string send, right? So this is the string file which we are referencing here, string/send, right? So this is the send keyword which we are using there. Okay, and if we see here again, send now is appearing here, right? So this is the reason why we should use strings instead of typing the entire character length within double quotes. Tomorrow if somebody asks me to change this send now to send now with 3 exclamation marks, as of now there is only 1 exclamation mark, I want to change it to this, I can just come here, change it to this, and this will get reflected in all the buttons which are using this tag, right? As you can see, already this would have changed, right? So that's how the string works. what they have shown is they have shown another way. You can use the UI of Android Studio to make these changes happen. We took the other way. We went into the strings.xml file and made the changes. You can also go through the UI route and change this. Here they have mentioned how you can change the different layouts and how you can change the look and feel of your entire UI. Now you can run the app, and when you run the app you'll be able to see the different UI UX now on your screen. Let me run this app for you now so that we ultimately do it for once at least. As of now, we should run this and see how does it look. I will not do it on my on my device, because then it would be difficult to show it to you guys. So I will use Pixel XL emulator that I have, and let me run this for you, and then we will close this video and see you in the next video. As you can see, the app is launched here now, and if I want, I can click I can type here and type whatever I want to. So some random stuff you can type and just see how this thing looks. That's it. This is how the app is looking now. Whatever you've created here is showing up here, right? See you in the next video. The next thing that we have to learn is start another activity, right? See you in the next video.